All right, let's take a look at what I've accomplished in 2024 because the year's coming to an end. Okay, I did that. So let's change it. Done. And done. And well, okay. Done. And who cares about that? Okay, moving on. Let's just change this one up a little bit here, and done. And yeah, okay. Look at me go. Look at me go. So accomplished. And yeah, okay. Check, 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 check. Just a couple adjustments and check. Look how much I've gotten done. I feel so accomplished.
Hey ladies, welcome back to the Rich Doll Diaries. We made it to 2025 and this is our year. Can you feel it? Now, whether you're here because your bank account was given scary movie vibes last year or you just want to elevate your game, this video is for you.
What's going on? Doctor?
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off.
So, what is a financial reset? It's like hitting the reset button on your finances, but instead of deleting everything, we're organizing and upgrading. Think of it as cleaning out your wallet's emotional baggage. Trust me, I've been there late nights scrolling on Amazon like it's therapy, and then wondering why rent feels extra high the next month. Today, I'm going to walk you through 8 steps to reset your finances and build a foundation for your soft life. We're talking real steps, real life examples. Grab a notebook, your favorite drink, and let's get into it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay on top of your glow up journey.
Who's number one?
Jay.
Jay-Z? No, that's cool. It's okay. That's
Drake
okay.
number 3.
That's okay. I thought Drake was gonna be number one.
M's not even on the list.
Eminem? Who else was on the list? Gucci who? Gucci Mane? Was on the list and Eminem went on the list?
Reflection helps you to see where you're thriving and where you need improvement. I mean, how can we fix a problem without even knowing what it is? Maybe 2024 was the year of buying iced coffee every day and wondering where all your money went. Or maybe it was the year you finally started saving, but only because you avoided brunch for like 6 months. Write down 3 financial wins and 3 lessons learned from last year. No judgment here, sis. This is a safe space.
It's like I think that oftentimes we could lose sight and just be going through the motions like, okay, this is next, okay, now I'm planning for this, now this is next. But when we reflect, we can grow. When we reflect, we get to learn.
So a question I ask a lot of clients, and I'm going to ask this of you too right now. I want you to think about it, take it home, journal about it, but in your spare time, 2 questions. What did you gain this year about yourself, about life? What did you pick up? What did you learn, right? That's the first question. And then number 2, what are you not taking with you into the new year? Like it can be people, places, things, ideas, attitudes, ways, behaviors, but I really want you to sit with that. Think about it.
Goals give you direction and motivation. If your goal is to save 10 grand this year, start small. Break it down. That's $833 a month. $192 a week. And if you're thinking, where am I supposed to find $833? Well, we'll get to that in step 3. Use SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Think of it like doing your edges. You don't slick all of it in one go. It's the little strokes that make
Why
the
wait till
magic happen.
2025 to do any Christmas resolutions or any resolutions at all? I just realized that I need to start doing this now. I need to start doing what I want to happen. Like, one of those things is being more intentional with my time, literally scheduling. I sat down last night and I realized that I need to schedule my days. Like, how am I expecting to have the schedule I want if I don't even know how to put my schedule together to do the things that I want, to get the things that I want out of my day? Because if you go to a job, they're going to give you a schedule to follow, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to follow that schedule. Why wouldn't I do that for myself, for the things that I want to happen in my life? Like, it was clicking last night, but it was just not making any sense. Why haven't I been doing this all along? There's no waiting until 2025. There's like, it's now or never. Now is the time. I have to start now.
Here are 5 financial moves that every smart money girl should make, regardless of whether you're single, married, it's complicated, etc. Number 1, have your own savings. Even if you have a partner that is super generous, unfortunately, you never know what the future holds. Something could happen with his job, with taxes, child support, because a baby pops up out of nowhere. A bunch of things can happen, so it's best that you just have your own savings. You have a little bit more control in case of an emergency, and you're not relying on somebody else to always save you, which brings me to point number 2. Plan as if you are going to do everything by yourself. What do I mean by this? Stop saving for the day that your dream guy comes and saves you financially, buys you your dream house, your dream car, retires you out of that job that you hate. Create a financial plan that is suited for you as an individual. If you end up getting married and your partner's plan aligns, yay, that's more money towards your plan and it ends up going sooner. If you and your partner end up not working, you still have a contingency plan that is suited for you to survive as an individual. If you want to buy the house, buy the house. Don't wait for Prince Charming to come and buy it for you. If you want to buy a certain car, create a financial plan that allows you to support yourself in that car that you want. Number 3, do yourself a favor now and control your impulse buys. Know the difference between a want and a need. This world that we live in, every single day that you wake up, there is some sort of marketing campaign geared towards women to make them feel insecure about something and make you feel like you need something now. Whether it's something for your home, beauty and skincare, clothing items, a BBL jacket, like what does that even mean? There is literally always something, and if you don't do yourself the favor to differentiate the difference between a want and a need, a nice to have and a have to have, you're going to be doing yourself a disservice in the long term.
Now, next question, Tamika. Next question, Tamika.
You can't fix what you don't know. Look through your bank statements and highlight your guilty pleasures. For me, it's those treat yourself moments that turn into overspending daily. Categorize your expenses into needs, wants, and what was I thinking? Like the time I bought an entire workout program and then paid for pizza the same day. This isn't about guilt. It's about growth.
How do we fix a spending problem? Well, first, you have to pay attention to where you are spending your money. A lot of times we think we have a spending problem because all of our money goes missing, but we're really just not paying attention to where we are spending that money. So you need to know what you're spending money on and why you're spending it there. If you don't know where your money is going or what you're spending money on, you need to track your spending and find out immediately where you're spending too much money and where you can cut back. You can do this on a piece of paper if you want to. I prefer to do it on a spreadsheet. I go through, I put in everything, all of my bills, savings, investments, debt payments. A lot of times where we get lost with our spending is the spending and fun category. Specifically on gone out to eat or extra shopping that we don't need to do. Then you have to figure out why you're spending extra money. Again, for a lot of us, it's just because we think we have the money in the account, so we swipe the card and that's it. We don't pay attention to it. So you have to start paying attention. Cutting back on your spending would be like cutting back on calories if you were going on a diet. And when you cut back on calories, you set a daily calorie amount that you want to try to stay under. Do the same thing with your spending. Set a daily or a weekly spending limit. I prefer to do it daily. So if we have $1,500 that we know fits in our budget for spending and we divide that by 30 days, that means we can spend $50 a day without going outside of our budget. So I would start there first.
Let's talk about a hard budgeting truth that a lot of you don't want to hear, but you need to hear it. Self-control and discipline is required if you want change, okay? Nothing is going to change about your situation until you show up and do something about it. I say this with no judgment and with all the love in the world, okay? Because it used to be me who didn't want to take control, who didn't want to have the self-control and discipline to actually make changes. I would have rather blamed other people for my situation, and I did that for a long time. I want you to know that taking accountability and actually showing up for yourself, yeah, that's hard. But guess what? Being broke is harder. Some people might say that being broke is out of their control, but I would beg to differ. It really all comes back around to your mindset, self-control, discipline. What are you willing to do to get out of that situation? Here are some of the common things that I hear. I can't save money, I just go and spend it. Or I can't set money aside because I just go and spend it whenever I feel broke. I'm not willing to be uncomfortable. I'm not willing to do away with coffee or nails or hair for a little while to get where I want to be. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to budget. I don't have time to sit down and make plans. Or they budget and then say, I forget about my budget, or I can never be consistent with it. These things are a choice, and you are making the choice to stay where you're at. You're going to have to do something different if you want different results. Whenever you constantly have no self-control and you show yourself over time that you never do, you start to not trust yourself because you know that you are not going to stick to your word when you tell yourself you're going to do something. This ripples through to every aspect of your life because once you know you can't trust yourself and you're not going to show up for yourself, you start to tell yourself things like, well, I'm always going to be broke. Well, I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't make plans. I can't follow through. And guess where that gets you? Same spot. Here's some ways you can start to build trust with yourself again. Start small and celebrate every single victory. If you know that you can't hold to a goal like saving $1,000, start with $10, okay? And then once you save that $10, celebrate that. You can also gamify the process with things like savings challenges or savings trackers. And whenever you start to see progress, you're going to know I'm actually doing it. I'm showing up for myself. You can also make goals and then sit down and break them down into small action steps. This helps you actually achieve the goal because when you have smaller action steps, it doesn't feel so overwhelming and you're not going to be telling yourself, I can't do this. Again, I will say no amount of budgeting, no amount of making plans is going to help if you have no self-control. And it is very important that you start to build that self-control, show up for yourself, learn to trust yourself so that you can actually make goals and hit them. If you need help making plans, making budgets, come join us in the budget club. I'm going to hold you accountable. You got this, friend.
Budgeting is the backbone of a soft life. Freedom comes from discipline. You don't have to give up everything. You just need to plan for it. You want to travel? Cool. Maybe skip the Uber Eats 3 nights a week so you can fund your future Maldives trip. Use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for saving or debt payment. Because living your best life doesn't mean going broke every time Zara drops a new collection. Okay?
Let's talk about bad spending habits that you need to break ASAP. Number 1 is buying expensive food brands and buying more than you need. Number 2 is dining out multiple times a week. This is something that I need to do better at as well. The third one is excessive shopping during sales for things that you don't need. Number 4 is dipping into your savings to buy wants. Number 5 is going out to party every single week. Number 6 is buying the latest tech when nothing was wrong with the previous one. Let me know which one you guys are currently struggling with in the comments.
How do you stay financially responsible as a girl who loves shopping, traveling, and spending money, part 2. And this is coming from someone who used to be extremely impulsive with their money that now has a Roth IRA, 401k, emergency fund, and still leaves room to do the things that I actually want. And I feel like it's time we talk about shopping. I now have a list of questions that I kind of run through before making impulse purchases. I literally keep it in my notes app, and when I'm feeling iffy about a purchase, I just go look at it. It's just 4 questions. 1, do I truly love this item, or is it just appealing at the moment? Because you know how sometimes we get home and are like, why the fuck did I buy that? The shopaholics know. Sometimes it's just like a thrill. 2, does this fit into my budget, or will this cause me stress later? This is a big one, because if it's gonna cause us stress, it's not worth it. But this is why I talk so much about budgeting in general, because I give myself a budget for impulse purchases, and that has changed my whole life. 3, can I find this item elsewhere, or is it unique to this location? The 4th and most important question of them all, does this purchase align with my long-term goals and values? Why are we buying this thing? Is it in alignment with the person we want to be? Is it in alignment with the way we see ourselves? Times where I end up answering no to some of these questions and then I don't leave with the item, I actually feel so much better. I feel so proud of myself, so much more relieved when I leave the store. You know, it's a confidence boost. Like, good job. Good job for showing up for yourself. If you like these questions, you want to save it in your notes app, leave a comment and I'll DM them to you. And also, if you're someone who wants to start budgeting so you can have more money to spend on the things that you actually want, my Baddie Bank book is still only $8.99 and it's in my bio. Bye.
An emergency fund keeps the soft life from turning hard real quick. Your car breaks down, your phone screen shatters, or your favorite lash tech up and moves across the country. Life happens. Be ready for it. Aim for at least $1,000 to start, and then work your way towards 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Because no one wants to be the can I borrow $20 type of friend. Or really 200, because what's 20 gonna do?
This might be one of the most common questions that I get, and it's, why do I choose to save when I have $31,000 of student loan debt? And the number one reason is that I believe everyone should have a fully funded emergency fund. Life is not if an emergency is going to happen. Life is, when is the emergency going to happen and how much is it going to cost me? Right now where I'm at in life, I am a renter, so I don't have to worry about any housing emergencies. And then I also have a good amount invested and saved in my health savings account, so I don't have to worry about any medical emergencies. But I do currently drive a 2011 Ford Escape, and I really hope she's not on her last leg of life. We love her. But, you know, something could happen to her. Tires, she could die, and I could either need to replace or fix something in the car or replace the entire car. And that's not cheap. So if I don't have any savings, that would have to go on a credit card. I wouldn't just have like $2,000 to $10,000 laying around. This might not be what works for everyone. People with credit card debt or high interest debt may choose to operate differently, but this is what works for me. And
let's talk about emergency funds and how you can build one for yourself. First of all, to this commenter, love and light to you and to all the hurricane victims. I know that a lot of y'all are going through it right now, and I am thinking of you heavily. So when it comes to emergency funds, there are 2 different milestones. First of all, you want to immediately, as soon as possible, save a small savings of $1,000 to $3,000, depending on your comfort level. The purpose of this is so that you have a safety net while you move on to other goals like debt. I personally saved $1,000 before I went and paid off all my debt, but you may be more comfortable saving more depending on how much debt you have, how much time it's going to take you, etc. The purpose of this is so that you have a small savings to hold you over when unexpected expenses happen while you're focusing on other goals. After you hit those other goals, like maybe you go and pay off all your debt, you can move on to your fully funded emergency fund, which usually looks like 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This does also look different per person, per situation, so maybe you're more comfortable having 12 months of expenses saved, or maybe you're more comfortable saving 3 to 6 months worth of your income. Don't overthink it, just choose a goal and start going after it. Take all of your expenses, list them out, and add them up and get your total, and multiply that by 3 or 6 to get your goal. Don't keep this in just a regular savings account or you'll be losing out on money. Keep it in a high yield savings account. Some examples of that are Ally, Wealthfront, Capital One, Citibank. A high yield savings account is just a savings account that earns you more interest than a regular savings account would. Let's address some things that I hear people say all the time. So it's overwhelming. When you look at this big picture number right here, it might seem overwhelming because it might be a big number. It might be $10,000+ that you are working on saving, but you need to start small. Don't compare your day one to someone else's day 1,000. Please remember that small steps are going to get you to your big goal. Just take it one step at a time. I'll never get there. I'll never be able to save that much. Well, you might be able to do a savings challenge and it's going to help you get there. If you have a hard time focusing or staying on task, savings challenges can really help you. I have a completely free one in my bio if you want to go and grab that. I can't save or I don't have any money to save. I would really encourage you to go through a past bank statement and see where your money is going because you might be surprised to see that you actually do have some money to save. That is where a really good budget comes in, and that is where side hustles can come in and help you reach your goals. If you want to get started doing this and making progress today, I do have free training and a free savings challenge in my bio, and you can go and grab those for free. If you want to invest in yourself and get step-by-step guidance, I do have mini courses, and those are also in my bio. You can go and read about them and grab whichever one you need. Best part, they all cost less than a DoorDash order. I just want to remind you to not be hard on yourself because we didn't learn about this stuff in school, right? And this is not just common knowledge that every single person has. You have to learn these concepts and be patient with yourself while you get on track. It can take time to turn around your financial situation, but you can do it. I promise. You got this, friend.
Automation makes money management effortless. Set it and forget it. Let your money move in silence like the queen you are. Automate bill payments, transfers to savings, and even investments. It's like meal prepping your finances. Do the work up front, and trust me, you'll thank yourself later.
Let's talk automating your finances. Hi, I'm Elena, your personal finance expert, and I teach you how to manage your money in a nice and sustainable way so you can make great informed decisions about your personal finance. Okay, so imagine you have your stuff together, you know your budget, you know your spending habits, you got accounts in the proper way, but have you automated your finances? How much time do you spend on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis to manage your finances? Do your credit cards get paid off automatically? Any other loans that you have, are they getting paid automatically? Are you transferring funds to your savings account on a regular basis without touching your computer or your cell phone? How are your investment and retirement contributions doing? Do you have everything automated? If not, here's a fun task you can do. Automate the shit out of your financial system. I know it sounds painful, but here's what you gotta do. So think about automating your loan payments, credit card payments, your saving goals, your investments, your retirement, bill pay. Spend some time this weekend to automate so you don't have to waste time on that moving forward. If you want to get your daily tips and tricks about your personal finance, make sure you follow and like this video. Bye.
The budget that I personally follow is an automation budget, meaning that all of the aspects of my finances are just automated so that the money goes where it needs to go. So today I want to make a video talking about all the aspects of your money that you can automate that will make your life so much easier, especially if you're neurodivergent. Number one is your monthly bills and expenses. So yes, try and automate all of your subscriptions, utilities, phone bill, any sort of bills that you have to pay every month. This way you're not at risk for having any late or missed payments. And then also you don't have to worry about them as much and they're just coming out. Obviously make sure that you have enough money in your bank account to be able to do this. Number two is your minimum debt payments and any additional debt payments. So basically your minimum payments for any debt that you owe every single month. And then as well, if you're making any additional fixed payments, you want to automate those as well. So you're basically ensuring that every month X amount of dollars is going towards paying off your debt. Number three is your savings contribution. So however much you're putting into savings for your emergency fund, any short-term savings, basically any goal you're saving for in the next 5 years, you want to automate those contributions. And this money should be going into a high yield savings account. And number four is your investment contributions. And I've listed out some examples of Canadian and American accounts that you might have and you might be putting money towards, and as well as any additional retirement funds that you might have. You want to automate all of these so you're making sure that you're reaching that goal every month. Let me know if you have any questions about how to automate your money. And if you're ready to get serious about setting up a budget, then I highly recommend our mini course, Build Your Budget, which will teach you how to set it up and give you a bunch of different budget options to choose from so you can find a template that works for you. And it's on sale right now for only $37 using code SUMMER at checkout.
Your soft life thrives when you're constantly leveling up. Take a course, learn a skill, or start with that side hustle. Whether it's data analytics or learning to slay your makeup game, invest in you. Allocate a portion of your budget to personal development. This is going to be the best investment you make, the investment in yourself.
Please write this down, and I hope this is your mantra. I'm falling in love with investing in myself. I'm falling in love with investing in myself. It takes away that pressure. I'm giving somebody my money. You're not giving anybody anything. You're giving yourself the opportunity to grow. There's some cultures that are out there, y'all. That's all they do is invest. Invest, invest, invest. I'm gonna get a t-shirt. Invest, invest. Invest where you wanna go, not where you are. You asked for the routines of a millionaire. They invest. Big time.
In the pandemic, I hired a life coach, a career coach, a personal trainer, and a therapist.
Here's what you should do if you don't have enough money to hire a personal trainer, a career coach, a life coach, and a therapist, but you want to transform your life in 6 months to a year. The first thing you should do is identify all the areas of your life that you want to work on, prioritize about 3 of them, and then start to follow people on social media who specialize in those key areas. Say the first one is personal finance. You're really trying to get out of credit card debt. Maybe you're trying to pay off your student loans or just figure out how you can start investing. You want to start following a lot more personal finance creators. Let's say number 2 is career. You're trying to get a new job. You might want to follow thought leaders in your space. So if it's marketing, start following a bunch of people in the marketing industry on LinkedIn. If you're just trying to learn basic interview tips, resume tips, career, professional development, just follow career creators on TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram. Say 3 is your mental health. You're really trying to get better with setting boundaries and developing self-awareness. Start following therapists on social media. You Need to Hear This and Therapy for Black Girls are some of my favorite podcasts run by therapists. Let me know some of the areas that you're working on in your life and share your favorite creators that are helping you achieve these goals in the comments. Your appearance, your relationships, your education. If you want to go from insecure to confident, I highly recommend investing in these 3 areas. This is really what's going to help you become a pretty wealthy woman one day. Your appearance is always where I recommend starting, just because it's the easiest to see change in a short amount of time. So you can start going to the gym, you can start going to workout classes so you feel better about your physical, because I believe when you look good, you feel better. You can start improving your makeup, you can start getting a skincare routine, just some actionable steps to help you feel like your most beautiful self. 2, you'll have that confidence. Then I want you to start investing in your relationships. This is not only your dating life, this is also your friendships. Having meaningful connections is really key to your happiness. And I feel when you are happier, you are more willing to thrive in all areas of your life. You're more willing to pour into people. You're not really keeping this hater energy because, again, you're happy. And relationships are really essential to that. The 3rd one is your education. We love an intelligent baddie. We love someone who knows how to talk about diverse topics, whether it's politics, whether it's makeup, whether it's fashion, whether it's culture, whether it's traveling. The list goes on and on. Make sure that you are investing in your education. And this does not necessarily mean going to grad school. This could be listening to podcasts. This could be reading books. Let me know which area that you plan on focusing on.
Celebrating keeps you motivated. Save $500 this month and then treat yourself to a latte. Paid off credit card? Take yourself out dancing like nobody's watching. Life's about balance. Just don't blow the budget celebrating the budget.
We like to
I don't think we celebrate ourselves enough. So I want to show y'all what I did this year to make sure that I'm telling myself that I'm that girl, because I am. This is my little happiness jar, if you will. At the beginning of this year, I decided to keep track of accomplishments, fun things that happened, goals that I marked off, just little stuff that like makes me happy. And I wrote it down and I put it in this jar every single time something happened. The main reason why I did this is because I'm a really big reflector. So like the last 4 months of the year, starting now until December, I'm the type of person who will literally be looking at my vision board, looking at all my journals and being like, dang, you said you was gonna do this, but you didn't do that. You said you was gonna do that, but you didn't do this. And I just don't feel like I big up myself enough for the things that I do and the things that I accomplish, or just like remember the things that make me happy. So I put them all in here and I cannot wait until December to read through. This will have me at the end of the year proud. Really, really proud. I want you to be proud too. So it's not too late. You can create your jar now. You can start putting in things that you remember. And even from here until December, there's so much more that will happen in your life that I think you should document. We should have a video that's like virtual shout outs at the end of the year. So everyone just like big ups themselves in the comments of a video. I probably will end up doing that. But yeah, start your joy jar now. I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel so good.
Here's a recap of all 8 steps for financial reset. Keep in mind that you don't have to be perfect because progress is the ultimate goal. Your dream life is waiting, and 2025 is your year to claim it. Let's glow up together, ladies. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your 2025 goals below. Let's hold each other accountable. And if you're ready to take this journey together, turn on those notifications because we're just getting started. Here's to building our dream lives one step at a time. See you in the next video. Bye.